I'm David Kasper. I'm founder of Volotory, and my role in the company is create and help Zdeněk create amazing product for the end customer. And also I'm guy who tries to bring a strategic partnership in the group. But my plan is not be executively involved in the Volotory, but I would like to bring the strategic and futuristic approach to the company.
David Kasper, thank you for being here. Let's talk about Volotory.
Thank you for inviting me here, and let's start.
So, first question to you, who are the shareholders of Volotory?
Okay, in Volotory is only me as the shareholder, so 100% owner of the company.
100%, okay, good. As the founder, what will be your responsibility in the firm?
My responsibility is mainly the strategic connection with the business partners, and I would like to bring some potential strategic partners in the water business. At the same time, what I'm, let's say, building with my team, the product because the company will be product driven, and so technology/product support. But my plan is not be executive in the company because I have a lot of my activity as an entrepreneur. So I would like just support my team.
You're currently applying for a license. Volotory had been originally launched in 2017, but you didn't conduct any business until today, even though you had already the right to do that. What license are you applying for at the moment?
We are applying for standard payment institution in Singapore based on new act. So this is what we're applying for. Let's say in 2017 was the idea to start the business. I'm flying to Singapore very often that time to Singapore. I saw big potential to set up e-money business there. So I already set up the company there. And we planning to start quite sooner, but that time we outsourced some technology to third party. But it seems like there's not long-term possible cooperation. It will not give us the flexibility to build the product. So we decided to not continue with them. We decided to build our own technology with the team that we acquire in our group. And that company, these guys joined us 2018-19. And since then, we're building the product from the scratch by our technology. And 2019 was all about the product, be ready for the SP, Standard Payment Institution license, etc. So let's say we said, okay, let's 2019 create the technology, minimal product, and 2020 with the license approach the market. That's the answer.
Okay, good. The license that you will have in Singapore, what will it permit you to do and what not?
So basically we can do four things. Will be four categories. We can issuing electronic money. We can issue wallets to the customer. We can do local payments, and we can do cross-border payments. And what it's not allowed to do, for example, doing the lending. So we are not doing any lending to the customers. We are not behave as the bank because we are not the bank. We need to cooperate with the local banks. This is the plan.
You are one of the co-founders of the Purple Group, and you are the sole shareholder here of Volotory. How does Volotory fit into the bigger plan of the group?
I think when we are with my founders together in business like 10 years, we always did a fintech project. At that time was mainly the brokerage business and brokerage technology. And I came with the idea, let's do also e-money business. I came with a couple ideas that can very enhance our group. And I said, let's do that. We will support you. Let's bring something valuable to the group, and we'll be happy to implement in the product, for example. But first, we need to build it. So this is how it's so group doesn't cover that part of e-money, and I would like to by Volotory bring it there.
Okay. Can you explain the business model that you're planning for Volotory?
First of all, it's in the simple words, it's e-money business, e-wallets. It's many e-wallets on the market like PayPal, Skrill, Neteller. We are not planning to compete with them. We are not like them because it would be crazy to try to get their business. But our plan is to be very specific for specific niche or specific market. What is our idea? And first MVP that we're building 2019 is have a wallet system that have full descripted API that any marketplace or fintech company can implement to their zone and to their, let's say, called client cabinet. And this will allow to marketplace show the wallets in their environment, and they don't need to apply for their own license because they will use our license, our technology, and then can give to their customer new feature That will be very nice. In same time, when we'll have planning to have multiple paying methods and payout methods across the Asia, they will immediately have new channels how to, let's say, get the money. So they will not need to do this headache, and this for us B2B customers and marketplaces, they can just connect us by API and let's plan and start. So it's like big difference than others has, and it's like first, but it's first for us MVP. Next year we have more and more plans.
Okay. Where do you see the market potential actually for the products you want to build?
I believe that Asia is very high growing continent, and because I have many business partners who at the moment is in Asia business or planning to expand there, we would like to create this bridge for them. So I see Singapore, Japan, these like main areas that I see big potential, and we need to slowly adapt on those local law and local regulation, and this is the reason why we're starting with Singapore as the main hub for us.
Yeah, yeah. When you think about positioning the company, you mentioned some competitors, you said we don't want to be a competitor to them. How will the company be different from other wallet providers?
So basically, I see other wallet providers is not fully implemented as we expect. As now they are as the payment system for merchants. We would like to be in the merchants, in the zone. So this is a big difference. Second thing is that they have usually some functionality that doing, let's say, money exchange. Our plan, probably one feature will be money exchange, but it's not the focus of the business. So we would like to really always point out issue or problem that we can solve. We'll create a think tank on that and create a technology solution for that. So wallet for us on the beginning is wallet functionality, and this connection with the merchant is the starting point. But then we already have some plans for next year for on top of the wallet create some unique niche stuff. For example, one of the idea is create something like escrow accounts that the customer can save have a money on the account, and in the same time he can use it for purchase goods and service or trade with some, let's say, brokerage company. So this is like kind of idea, and we have multiple of them on the pipeline. But for sure, many ideas we need to very well prioritize it and put it in the market.
Okay, how will the product look like? Maybe you can elaborate a bit on this, the feature with the integration. So the e-commerce is the main driver of the wallet.
Yes.
The link to merchants.
Fintech company and e-commerce and marketplaces, because we need ideal customer for us, merchant, is who has bunch of customers who are ideally paying between them in the environment, but they don't have a license for it. They need to use third-party payment provider, banks, etc. Would like to put into, and they can easily start paying for the goods and service in the system very easily in one environment.
Yeah. So these are like marketplaces.
This is
for example.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And is marketplaces that the key segment where you see the
marketplaces and, for example, the brokerage business, for example, because they have also good customers, but usually brokerage doesn't have a license to pay between the customer. Mm-hmm. So they trading, but they would like to, for example, buy some system for his friend who's trading as well. But the problem is that he cannot do transfer from the account to another because usually broker license doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
If we'll be implementing there, we can allow it and we can charge the fee on top of that. Mm-hmm. So we can easily get already established client base and start generate money on top of that. So our plan is not go to B2C and sell the product to B2C. Our plan is to use this who already has a customer, give him additional value and make money on top of that.
We know that you mentioned earlier that you have acquired an IT company in 2018, and that was the consequence because you decided that you do not want to have or use a third-party software. Yes. Because the product you want to offer will require you to have your proprietary technology.
Exactly. At that time, it was like simultaneously that we use this company that we are not cooperating now with them. And we get offered to have, let's say, per hour development, etc. But it was too far. They are far from us. Communication wasn't that well, etc. On beginning, I thought that would be enough, but finds out not. In the same time, we have another investment vehicle in Europe that we're investing in some startups. Yeah. And by this investment vehicle, we invest in certain company. And when we see how they're developing, we said, okay, it would be maybe better than just invest to them. Let's offer guys fully acquisition, and let's use them specifically for the voluntary. So we use that, get them on board, and since then they are working for us specifically for the voluntary. So I can. It was before, let's say it was 2 hours ago when we were working on the product. We can sit together and really think in details, and it has much better speed and much better vibe.
Yeah, that's understandable. The company you acquired is Pay Pipes.
Yes,
is that correct?
Yeah.
And the team is based where?
The guy's in Czech Republic.
Here.
He's in Czech Republic, but the Zdeněk, who is the product CPO, he's Czech guy, and Kazi is from Bangladesh, and he has a lot of experience how he can also develop things in Bangladesh, so we can really well scale the capacity. So we have developers here, we have developers in Bangladesh, and we can combine. So it gives us also speed to hire more people for the development.
Yeah. Okay.
So again, Europe seems like for our group was always Europe-Asia business. We have many people in Asia, we have many people in Europe, and it's like this connection was like gradual development of create the voluntary again. Have, for example, your marketplaces able to expand in Asia. So they will be again the business driver for the company.
Now, I think there's no doubt that the IT competence within the group is tremendous.
Yes.
At the same time, compliance is, from a bank's perspective, the key driver for them, and IT is supposed to enable compliance to be efficient. And can you tell me what compliance competence you want to build within Volutory?
Sure. I always discussing with the new startups this point. They said, I have very good fintech area idea. I would like to build something. I will tell them, okay, it's nice, but you first need to check with your banks and payments providers if they will be reasonable for them, if it has certain risk criteria, if you have compliance properly, then start develop it. So myself coming from fintech industry, doing the 10 years, we already have compliance offices around the world for our brokerage business. So I believe that we learned the competence from there. We had many internal audits, compliance audits at that time. And when I'm always involved in the product, I always combine the crazy ideas of the technology with the compliance guys who need to see if it's compliant with the law. I think I would say it's quite my skill that I can bridge these two worlds and bring to Volutory compliance-friendly product and use for 21st century technology for that. So we are not planning to, just an example, we are not planning to accept some scanned documents remotely. We're planning to use artificial intelligence, how we can recognize the person, even if he's around the globe somewhere else, sitting somewhere else, we can verify that this is the person. We can be sure that it is, we'll monitor the transaction, etc. So we know that the compliance is even more than the technology, but technology brings to the customer usage. Compliance gives us advantage to cooperate with proper banks, but it doesn't. In the same time, the customer needs to feel enough. The environment has to be enough friendly to start using the product, but we on the certain level of compliance. But I think it's possible to achieve because we're doing this 10 years and we are on the track how it's improving the technology. So I believe that will be very nice combine this. That's all.
Yeah, obviously your experience that you gained from the FX brokerage in Actuary has built the foundation now to roll out Volutory and start from a completely different level, advanced level of compliance.
Exactly. It was a very specific area. For example, for Actuary, we cooperate with the bank in Liechtenstein and their compliance officer requests for us online verification boarding that is enough, let's say, what other banks are using. So we said, okay, let's use the same verification tool that R.G.B using. And we implement in the Actuary, we set up the processes for that. And now Actuary onboard only the customer this way that even some Europe regulated brokers doesn't use it. And the same approach, ideally improved by time, will put in the Volutory.
So based, obviously, you're a payment service provider, which means per se you are a higher risk client to banks. But there are differences in terms of the risk that a payment service provider possesses or means to a bank. So how would you rate Volutory from a risk profile as a counterpart to a bank?
Okay, understand. So as you said, as a payment processor, high risk. I understand it because if we onboarding customer funds, I understand the compliance as the high risk. But then if we categorize it as the high, medium, low in this category, I would say we are below. And why? Is that because we know the, let's say, industry a long time, and we know how to solve the KYC ML procedures or to do procedure properly, and follow the new, let's say, latest standard using the Thomson Reuters World Check, etc. All these systems, ideally first automatically by API get this information, but then by compliance officer manual approve. So I believe it will be low, let's say, low risk in this category, but we need to follow all these plans and what we have in the product of the voluntary. But I believe that compliance officer of banks will like it and will say, okay, this is fine.
Okay. What are your biggest challenges at the moment, and how do you tackle them?
I think now is put all together. So it's on one side is preparing for the license. Second thing, create very good product for the customer. Third thing is how to make compliance-wise friendly to end customer. And when we read new payment act in Singapore, will be something what we need to limit. So we need to adjust in technology, and we need to adjust in. So combining these three things for us in 2019 was and it is biggest challenge. Next year, I believe, will be to get the license and start doing the active business. But we would like to have perfect product before we go to the market. Maybe it's my perfectionist, I don't know, but it has to be perfect.
Okay. What do you think how the market will look like in 5 years as a result of using your product?
Very nice. Good question. I'm a very futuristic person, so I love to live in 3-5 years ahead. I think that Asia, first of all, we are planning to not be only Asia. Our plan is to be Asia, Europe, and Africa. So there's like 3 continents we would like to target. Africa will be the latest one. And for sure, we need to be very careful, so it will be later one. But we would like to also target Europe and with the Europe license. And my plan is to change how people pay between themselves. We have some product for that. And we would like to also change, when I mentioned that we're planning some kind of product like an escrow account, make safety nets for the customer who would like to trade, for example, with the ever broker, that they don't need to, for example, worry about their money. So I would like to create, in the end, customer very happy by using our product. So they don't need to worry about their money. They can pay very smoothly. They can, for example, the waiters can easily accept tips. There is many things that we can solve by in this area, and this is what I see. Some of them we can do it and covered by our products, but we need to be focused each by its continent. So in 5 years, I believe that voluntary brand will be very famous, that it's not just the wallet, it's famous for the products and specific areas of the product that where we are very good at. And maybe we'll be not good in, let's say, currency exchange because it's done by Revolut, for example. But we would like to be very good in the specific markets and mainly specific product that we would like to bring on the market to solve real issue.
Yeah. So the feature that you're talking about is similar to a buyer protection on eBay.
Exactly.
Which I've seen, and I know this. I'm an eBay user and
Yes.
I'm an Amazon user as well. And I shop on Amazon because I know there's no trouble with it.
Yes.
You know, if something is wrong with the product, Amazon will sort this out on my behalf. So this goes into the same direction, but then not necessarily just for merchant product, but for financial services.
I will give you an example. For example, you have customer from Kazakhstan. Just an example. Kazakhstan customer cannot trade with local broker because there is no regulation. They need to go abroad. If they go abroad, how they can be sure that will nobody steal their money? If it's something in the middle, let's say Kazakhstan subsidiary of the voluntary or voluntary directly, and has this escrow functionality, you can bring them the best markets, best brokers from the market with the safety net. And this is, for example, one of the goals for 2020.
So the main clients who will benefit from this are those who go into another jurisdiction where they probably don't understand the language,
Exactly.
They don't understand the legal framework that they will have to commit to in order to participate.
Exactly.
So it's similar to buying a property in Mexico or elsewhere, and you say, I don't know Spanish and I don't know what the Spanish property laws mean to me, but I want someone to give me that protection and I'm happy to pay a price for that.
Plus, you don't have locally this regulation, so you don't know even how it should be done. And you have, let's say, some culture has the always fear that they will steal their money, and will be, let's say, target specifically by emotions that will be the people who will solve this issue, plus technically advanced. This will be idea.
Do you see this actually as the main brand of the company going forward, is creating let's say, trading security, call it like this. You might have a different name for it.
Yes, I would. When we were working on the business plan and we still evaluating it, let's say key values will be, let's say, trust, security, innovation, and ideally eco-friendly. These are like 4 things that we define as the key values that we would like to follow in the voluntary. Maybe crazy is a little bit the eco-friendly part, because it's everybody would like to be now eco. I feel this, let's say, the way that we need to first follow the eco way. But second thing, do we really need to print receipts every time? Maybe in some countries we don't have to. We don't need to waste this stuff. We can do electronically. So this is some kind of vision that I have in my mind that we can sometimes somewhere in the next 5 years also solve. But it's a little bit just the vision. Is 2019 doesn't have any touch of the reality.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. I think that gives us good roundup and understanding of voluntary. Thank you for that.
Thank you.